This video will explain how to adjust the product dial correctly depending on the necessary mode of use. In this instance, the DEVI Room, it's essentially the same on the DEVI Basic, but for the daily use of the DEVI Room or the DEVI Basic, the product can be turned out onto the dial, which will put it into a strictly manual mode. That means that it will no longer run a schedule, it will no longer run anything. It doesn't matter what is set up on the physical device. There is a minor indicator here that can also be physically felt on the dial that will show wherever the device is currently located, which means, for instance, I'll put it to 25 degrees, and then 25 degrees should be the target temperature for the device, depending on what mode it is in. Either, for instance, the DEVI Room has multiple modes, which means it could be in floor only mode. That means that it'll look for a floor probe temperature of 25 degrees. It could be in combined mode, which means it goes for estimated room temperature of 25 degrees. If it's in room only mode, that means that it only regulates according to the estimated room temperature of 25 degrees. If it's in combined mode, it uses the floor probe to limit the floor, in case of hardwood floors, for instance, to 28 degrees, so that your floors don't turn into the nice bottom of a boat, so that they don't overheat. We do this in default values. However, the normal dial setting here is only one part of the functionality. Secondary part of the functionality is down on the icons that can be seen on the bottom of the first one of them is frost protection. Frost protection is default set to 5 degrees. It can be set up within the app between 4 and 14 degrees. The next icon is for app connectivity, which means with our Bluetooth app, DEVI Connect, we can connect to the app with the device and set everything up and go in and do some child locks and so on, and multiple functionality features on the app. And then the remaining icon on the dial is the off mode, which means the thermostat is now off and will no longer react.